Welcome everyone to another Hire Me series with Jofin Joseph, CEO and co-founder of Needletail AI. Welcome and thank you so much for joining us. I'm super excited to see what you're up to. Tell me a little bit about your background and what your company is and what you're doing.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me, Maria. So it's a pleasure to be here and share a bit about my journey as well as my hiring um, uh, journey as well. So I'm Jofin. I run Needletail. I'm a co-founder at Needletail. So we build AI to automate RCM in dental clinics. So yeah, so we essentially have these AI agents who can do primarily eligibility verification end to end, including those phone calls, and that's what we're building, right? So and we are in the early stages, still building up in the early customers and still building up that team. So I am in the process of building up that leadership group, that early leadership group in the company, which is going to be the foundation for this company as we grow. So exciting times, which we are in right now.
I know I'm super excited for you. I know I worked with a company as well that I established one of their products, and it's
Mhm.
detrimental to hire the right person because they're not only the face of your company, your product, but they will be essentially leading a potential team right under them and establishing all of that. So, what is it that you're looking for in particular? What is important to you? This would be so. I know that you're hiring currently for the customer success role.
Yes,
So, what is
yes.
important to you in that hire?
So any hire, especially in the early days, for me, um, the primary and the most important thing is agency, and it has always been like that. But in the current age of AI, agency plays a lot bigger role. And how do I define agency? Agency is when you are a self-starter and you take up and just run with it, rather than being a taskmaster. So what I believe in is
Love that.
there are two ways in which you can build a company, right? So one is a task-based company, and the second one is a responsibility-driven company. And I always like to build my teams as a responsibility-driven companies where I mean group where everyone knows what their role in this whole game is, and they just come in, be creative, decide what they want to do to fulfill that role, and just do it, right? So that's where it comes in, and that is classic high agency, right? Where
Yeah.
you do not have to be behind them with a list of tasks. You do not have to be behind them managing those or micromanaging them, and they instill a level of trust in you to just go with what they work on, rather than being micromanaging. So that's what I primarily look for. And with the age of AI, there are a lot of these tasks which can be done by AI. And what I believe is going to differentiate humans from AI is extreme high agency and the creativity, the resourcefulness, etc., that comes out of high agency. So yeah, especially for that reason, especially in this age of AI, I am a I'm it's just agency that I'm looking for.
Yeah. What so I used to train, I don't know if you know, but I used to work in most of my career in large DSOs. And one of those DSOs I used to train the full territory where dental hygienists would come in. I would train them with all of the technology that we have, an automated period charting, as well as implement all of the software and workflows. And the
Hmm.
idea behind that was to be able to kind of get everyone in sync and on board and
Hmm.
accustomed to all of our workflows so that pretty much all offices ran the same way. New patient works goes from here and we take them all across until the end, and just so that you don't miss anything, everything's very systematic. But obviously, like the initial hire would think a candidate was good, but then by the time they came to me, I could tell based on the way they work, their questions, their like the fire they had inside, like how willing they were like to jump like through hoops to be able to like how much they really wanted it, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like in the beginning, someone can be a great interviewer, and I think honestly, I think I'm not a great initial interviewer. However, when people
Mm-hmm.
get to know me for a long time, they see
Mm-hmm.
how I actually work and how do you how do you get what you want to see and what you want to be able to grasp from that from one or two interviews like that has to be so hard because it can go both ways, right? They are either really great interviewers and they say all these things that may or may not be true,
Mm-hmm.
or and then when it comes to them working in the first 90 days, you're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, like they're totally like, and I know this is not your first company. So I
Yeah.
wanted to see like what is something that you look for that kind of differentiates those like good hires versus not so great hires.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I wish I had a great answer to that and a magic wand which actually shows who are the great candidates and who are not. But I don't, because I always make hiring mistakes,
Yeah,
even after many years. Yeah, so that is definitely there. But at the same time, in terms of interview, at least my style of interview
yeah,
is very non-standard, and I believe being non-standard in, yeah, and trusting your gut feeling and instincts quite a lot is very important in the interview process from the interviewer's side,
yeah,
because the moment you actually go in and ask very technical, procedural, knowledge based questions, everyone can answer them, right? So, and these days
yeah.
there are AI tools that can actually give you the answer right in front of you, and you wouldn't even feel like they are reading out of the screen and things like that. So there are a lot
Oh,
of crazy things which are
I
happening
never
these
thought
days.
about that. Yeah,
So you can never trust the answers given to those procedural or knowledge based questions. So I always go with much more non-standard ones, which are like heavily and fundamentally, I believe in. I look for agency. I look for the interest in the role. I look for how much the person really want the
yeah,
job, etc. Right. So those kind of very non-standard traits, and the
yeah,
best way to know these traits and identify these traits is just to have an honest conversation about where they're coming from, what job they're coming from, why did they even apply to this role, and if not this role, what else would be there? If there is something else which actually excites them more, and this is just a job, then you get a lot of those answers to a lot of those questions when you really have a natural conversation with a person,
yeah,
which does not really feel like an interview. So I always try to make them comfortable on the interview right from the beginning, in the beginning, and rather than asking these standard knowledge level questions, I always ask behavioral, interest, excitement, or what excites them kind of questions. I go into their hobbies, what they do in their free time, what got them to actually select a particular area of career, what got them to actually select a particular area of education. So those kind of
oh,
questions, right? So
yeah,
those give you your answers more often than not. And then
yeah.
of course it's your instinct, and you make instinct calls. Sometimes you fail, but most of the times you get it right. Yeah.
Yeah, I as you're talking, so I had interviewed for the last DSO that I worked for 5 years. I remember
Hmm.
there was like a whole bunch of people that interviewed me, right? Like there's the hiring manager, then you have the territory manager, then you have also the dentist. And I remember the dentist and I are actually really good friends now. But I remember
Uh-huh.
as we get closer, like somewhere, years later, she said, to be honest with you, I didn't really like you so much in the beginning because there was something I asked. that you just looked a little lost, because I was so nervous. All right, this was like the doctor I was going to work with, and she told me then like I was so wrong, and it's just one of those things that you just don't know until you work with
Hmm.
the individual as to how they really truly work.
Right, right,
And
right. Yeah, yeah, and that's a great point, Maria, because during the interviews, these things can happen, and I'm
yes,
always worried about my false negatives than the other side, because I might actually lose a great person
yeah,
just because of an answer that they gave, and my instinct went the other way.
yeah,
So for that reason, I give a lot of importance to the non-interview pieces of the hiring process as well, and take all the different cues that happen in between, right? For example, how fast they respond to an email.
oh
So
god,
do they try to
yes,
connect with you on LinkedIn or some other place, and send you a message, right? So is there something additional that they do beyond just click on apply and wait
yeah,
for the email? So those additional steps actually are a great sign of agency, right? Only high agency people would do that, right? So
yeah,
and in a lot of cases that will give you a great shortlist. And I have had situations in my career where we interviewed, rejected a person, and this person kept persisting, and initially came back with a feedback. And when she got the feedback, she actually came back with a pitch again. Sometimes, and I've had others who have like come back with detailed presentations on this is how I can help you, not a resume, but then a detailed 5 pages slide on this is the way I can help you, right? So, I mean,
yeah.
putting that extra effort will actually trump everything else. Every single conversation, every single answer that they gave, every single like strange moment or an awkward moment that they had in their interview, it will cover up all that, and give them a chance, right? So yeah, so all these like cues that you get during the process outside of the interview are very critical as well.
I love how you talk about following up because that is one of my pet peeves. I
Hmm.
hate, I hate that. I understand we're busy because I'm busy, but like you have to, if you say you're interested in a job or something, you would think they would
Hmm.
email you right away, respond right away, be on top of it, just go the extra mile to show them how you are different from other applicants because that might be the only I mean really you're looking at a resume, right? And then you get to interact with them only for a certain period of time and then that's it. Other than
Right.
that, if they haven't made any efforts in trying to maybe add you, learn about your company, maybe add other people within your company. I know I do that. The minute I learn about a company, I read it, I try to add and like follow other people in the company. Because I generally want to know about the company and I want to know more. But yeah, those are all very, very great points. What
Hmm.
about the customer success role that you have currently?
Yeah.
Right now you're still opened and hiring for that role, right? This is your first customer success for this
Right.
company.
Right.
So,
Yes. So this is our first customer success role. We have been like managing customer success. Primarily, I've been handling customer success mostly. We have a head of product
yeah,
who's doing a lot of customer success activities. We have our GTM person as well doing customer success. So
yeah,
it's all been in the leadership group, and we are first. This is the first hire that we are going to make,
that's
and and for that reason we are being like very very careful, because this is going to be, and this person is going to be the face of the company in front of the customers for majority of them. And of course, as we scale the team as well, this person, it's expected that this person would play a very key role in actually scaling that up, right? So, and as I
yeah,
said, we are in the early days. So it's a long way to go. So
But it will
yeah,
happen.
we are hiring.
Keep talking like that. It will. It's
It will
great.
happen. It will
Yeah.
happen. Yeah. So yeah. So that's the role that we're hiring. So ideally, someone with a dental background who understands the space, understands the pain points that every office manager or insurance coordinator or the doctor goes through when it comes to insurance. Really understands and speaks that language,
Mhm.
and empathize with that pain that they go through, so that they can really roll out our solution in the best way possible. So that's critical for us, right? So we need people with dental industry background who have lived that life and lived that pain.
Yeah.
So that's the ideal. So yeah, so great communication, great relationship building skills, some exposure into technology and knowledge of how that works, and of course, like I said, on top of all these, high agency is what we are looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. Where can they apply if you have any openings? I know that it's on our
Yeah,
website,
right on our website. Yeah, it's
right?
right on our website. We are Needletail. So Needletail is a bird, for everyone to remember. So needletailai.com, and in the careers page there is all the roles available listed across the geographies. So this customer success role is also listed there. So yeah, anyone can come in, apply. It's a pretty quick application, and from there we'll take it. And our selection process, like you said, it's not like five steps or six steps. It's going to be a maximum of two conversations, and the first call is going to be with me, and then the next one is going to be with my extended leadership team, and that's pretty much it. We make decisions pretty quick, and yeah, so that's how we do it. Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much for everything. All the information I'm going to post at the bottom with the links,
Uh-huh.
how you reach Jofin on LinkedIn. I'm going to add your LinkedIn as well. So yes, if you guys have any questions, feel free to post them and like and share. Anyways, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and being able to be part of the Hire Me series.
Thank you so much, Maria, and thank you not just for this conversation, but for all the help that you've been doing throughout the journey as well. You're amazing. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye.